And we are live with Nina Manolson. Welcome, everybody. I'm super excited. This is our first in a series of weekly Facebook Lives on the Skills Not Pills Summit, which begins on May 1st. And we're going to be here every Tuesday at noon with a new expert to give you a little preview of what's going on and what's going to be coming your way starting May 1st with the Skills Not Pills movement and for Mental Health Awareness Month. And so our first our first interview is with Nina Manolson. Welcome, Nina.
Thank you, Carrie. Such a delight to be here with you. I'm really honored to be part of kicking off your entire summit.
Yay!
So fun.
It's so fun. So this is a really exciting project. I'm really excited about, just discussing this topic of skills, not pills from a variety of angles, because I think, we've all the experts on our group have amazing stories to share, including you and the work that you do. And, I think I've shared in the summary, but you actually help women over 40 end the war with food and make peace with their body. And, what a more healthy way to go about this than to be at war and to punish our body. So tell us a little bit about, what you learned about this mentality of skills, not pills, and your own journey.
Yeah. So skills, not pills, is such a perfect tag phrase, especially when it comes to women's relationships with our bodies, because we've been told to go for the pill. And, sure, there's like the diet pills, hopefully, of the past, although I know they still exist, but there's still that mentality of the pill. Oh, here's the new diet. Are you going raw or vegan or keto or paleo or, all the million, Mediterranean, like how are you eating? What's the pill for you? And it's this idea that there's this one answer for your body. And that answer is not here, it's out there. Right? So this idea of the pill being something that's outside of you, that's going to fix you, right? And already when we start, even in that language, it's so fascinating. This idea that when we are struggling with our food, when we're struggling with our body, when we're feeling like I'm not happy with the weight that I am, I'm not happy with how I look when I get dressed, I struggle in the morning when I open my closet, what's going to fit, what doesn't, it feels bad when I pull it out some pants and they don't fit anymore, or something's more snug, right? There's all that pain around body dissatisfaction that is so unfortunately common. And so then what happens is we go, okay, well, where's the solution? Where's the pill for me to make this go away? And there isn't this sort of like instant answer as our society would like us to think. Like, okay, if you just do this one diet, your life will be better because you'll lose 30 pounds or 50 pounds or 5 pounds or whatever it is. And then suddenly you're going to look in the mirror, you're going to be happy, and all will be well in the world.
All of a sudden you'll love yourself and you'll love
All
the
of a
body you
sudden.
came in.
Absolutely.
That doesn't happen, and then people get so discouraged.
Not only discouraged, it's like, Carrie, it's so much beyond discouraged. And I know, like, I struggled with food and body for decades. And I can tell you, it isn't just like, oh, I failed at another diet, that's discouraging. It's what's wrong with me. I'm broken. There's a big flaw, right? There's like something wrong that I can't stick to this diet. There's something like I'm not doing it right. Maybe I don't have the right information. There's so much self-loathing that gets heaped on that's well beyond this is discouraging. It goes deep into this really is painful and cuts to the core of who we are. And so we have to, it's understandable. This is something I really want people to understand and really get. It's understandable when we're in that place of body dissatisfaction, body hate, self-criticism, get me a new body, put me on a new diet, do something to me so that I feel more at home and at ease in my body. It's understandable that you'd say, okay, Who's got the pill, right? Just tell me what to eat. Just tell me what to do. Just make it happen, right? So I have such empathy for that place of desire, of wanting the pill. I get it. I wanted it for decades.
Just want it to be
I
fixed. Just want to feel good and have that struggle over. But,
Yes.
but the thing is, I mean, and all of that internal body shame and all the stuff we learn from our mothers about it, that can really drastically affect your feelings of self-worth, which totally affects your mental health, your whether you're depressed or you're anxious or, it affects that. So it's completely relevant for the mental health topic as well.
Yeah, it's so deeply connected. The stress that we feel when we're in body shame, the stress that we feel when we're criticizing ourselves. And there's biology that goes with that, right? So what happens is we're feeling stressed, cortisol goes up, right? Cortisol is our stress hormone. Adrenaline goes up. That's another stress hormone. So what we know in terms of, this is the science section of things, what we know when our stress hormones go up is other things come down. Our ability to feel happy, that goes down. Our ability to fight infection, our immunity goes down. Our metabolism, our ability to actually burn calories effectively comes down. So here we are feeling bad, feeling dissatisfied, feeling like, what is wrong with me? We get so stressed out, and then it makes it even harder, right? So I think it's so important to even start this whole summit with a huge hug of compassion and understanding of why we have that desire for a pill. Of
Yes.
course I want to get out of this pain. Of course I want to get out of suffering.
Yeah. And there is no easy solution. It's not a set it and forget it. And I really feel like part of the reason why I've been inspired to lead this summit is because it's a holistic shift in consciousness to go from this idea that there's a set it and forget it to fix my problem to this idea that no, it's an ongoing journey. It's an ongoing journey that I'm going to require me to learn new things along the way every single day.
Yes. Yeah. And that's so important that it's not a set it and forget it. It's not like we can just, and that's sort of the promise of diets, right? I'm just going to eat this way and and then I'll do that. And then I'll get this result over here. But the reality is that the doing this, the deprivation, the strict, tighten up, get willpower, is we can't set it and forget it because it doesn't feel fun. It doesn't feel pleasurable. And so it's hard to stay with it. And in fact, there's a lot of research that backs that up, that over the span of 5 years, 95% of diets fail. People either gain the weight back that they had lost and sometimes more. Right? So that set it, forget it when it comes to food and body. We can't sort of go, okay, here's how I'm going to manage my body. And this is a bigger, if we can take a minute and zoom out, this really speaks to the whole way that I look at how women are in relationship. And this is the piece that we didn't get at school, right? As women, and I wish I could say my generation, but I see it in women much older than me. I see it in women younger than me. I still see it in teenage girls. It's heartbreaking. But what we're taught is, okay, you're not happy with how you feel in your own skin. Here's a diet, here's a program, here's a pill, right? Here's the answer. So you're not happy, right? I'm in body dissatisfaction. I'm in body shame. Body love, feeling good in my body's over here. Here's the pill that's going to fly me over.
Right.
Right? Here's the quick fix. But it doesn't work that way. There's a whole other complex relationship that we need to grow and learn to have with our body. This is the part that we were never, ever, ever taught. What we were taught
is the body the enemy,
Totally.
It makes the body the enemy. It's like you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Right. So that's where most women live. Body hate, self-criticism, The body's the enemy. I'm at war with my body. I'm at war with my food. And then the only thing I know how to do is try to manage that. That's where the pill comes in. I'm going to manage my body, and we go into what I call the next phase of body relationship, which is body management. I'm going to do something. I'm going to go on that diet. I'm going to go on that program. I'm going to have some rules. I'm going to get some willpower.
I'm going to make my body do what I want it to do.
Right. I'm going to muscle it. Right. But that doesn't last. We can't sustain it.
Because something inevitably happens that knocks you off of your feel-good area. Like it knocks you off your confidence, something in your life shifts, you know, something falls apart that you were, you know, relying on to feel good about yourself, and that thing ends, you know, a relationship or a job or, you know, whatever it was you were using for your self-worth. Like that thing ends. And then you're like, well, I need comfort now.
Yeah.
So I can't keep forcing and willing myself to do something that hurts because I need to be comforted. And then the diet just goes right out the window. It's just like,
right,
done with that.
It's not sustainable. Living in a place of deprivation is living in a place of, it's like, here's this amazing body that we have, right? And she has needs and she has wants and she has desires. She wants pleasure. She wants fun. And we're saying, no, 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 not for you. You get this. Right? Here's the little box of what you can have.
You get a rice cake.
Right? You get a rice cake. Right? So eventually our body and ourselves are going to go like, forget it. I'm not doing that. And then we wonder like, how come I can't do this next diet? Right? And even the best well-intentioned diets, you know, it still becomes a structure that we're trying to get ourselves into instead of being in a place of relationship with our body, right? That's the missing piece here. How do I actually be in a conversation with my body, right? Here's my body. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is my whole, you know, wise woman, my, you know, intuitive self saying, oh, here, how can I make those needs be heard and met so that we can be in a really yummy, juicy conversation and have a fun relationship instead of, here's my body. This is what I want. And this part goes, no, not listening. Right? There's no communication, and we end up feeling like we're doing it wrong. Why can't I get this right? How come she can do this? How come she can eat anything? You know, how come she's not thinking about it? Right? Maybe she actually has a relationship with her body where she's talking to her body.
Or maybe she's just having a different experience, you know, and I think this is where comparison is just, is not helpful, because the fact of the matter is every single one of us are like a thumbprint. We're totally unique. We're having a completely unique experience of life. And this is another way in which skills are better than pills, because if you look at the pill mentality, you know, just the idea of the pill is that it solves this problem for every single person. This pill solves this problem for every single person on the planet. That's impossible, actually, because no one solution solves the problem for every person on the planet that has that condition. It actually doesn't work that way. It's a false concept. Every single person is a unique being. That's why these diets, you know, like so-and-so goes on a paleo diet and does great with it. Another person goes on this other diet, does great with it. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Right. And it, like, all those books exist because it worked for somebody, right? But if we think about, especially, you know, women, I work with women. I tend to work with women over 40, like women who know themselves. They've been around for a few decades. They kind of get a sense of like what's going on in here. And what happens is somebody else's book, somebody else's template, somebody else's experience is supposed to tell you how to be in your body. And if you've lived 40 or more years, you know that your body has changed many times, and the needs of your body have changed. You know, whether you've probably been through adolescence, and you might have been through motherhood, and you might have been through an injury, you might have been through illness, you might have been through surgeries, you might have been through trauma, right? all of those things impact the experience of being in your body and impact your needs. So that the skills that are required here is not the ability to research the next diet. That's not the skill we need, right? That's what we think because, oh, nowadays we are supposed to be like a PhD in nutrition, everybody, right? I know what's in this, chia seeds and hemp seeds, and I know what's in, acai. Like, you're supposed to know all this information and then stick to it. That's actually not the skill set that we want to develop if we're trying to feel at home and at ease and comfortable in our body and able to get up and get dressed and put on clothes that feel good. That's not the skill set. I am an expert researcher, and I think honestly it came from those decades of researching nutrition and diets and what's going to fix me, right? What's the pill? The skill set that is really needed is how to be in this relationship. So just like you're in a relationship with a partner, a loved one, a child, a mate, a parent, right? We have skills that make those relationships really good, right? We learn how to communicate. We learn how to listen. We learn how to tune in. We learn how to notice what are the cues, right? All of those relationship skills we need to bring into the most important relationship in our life. That's the one with ourselves. So if we can develop those skills of really talking to our body, what do I need? What do I desire? What is my body calling for? That's what takes us to the next place of feeling at ease and in love with our body. The tricky thing is that we're not encouraged to be in this relationship. Our society goes, here, you should live from here up. What do you think about it? What do you know about it?
Yeah. What are your judgments about it?
What are your judgments about it? What do other people think? Right? Right? Uh-oh, what are they saying about my body when I'm living in a larger body and walking down the street, and the weight stigma crap of our culture dumps on us, right? There's all of this living up here. One of the skills of this relationship with our body is coming into our body, embodying.
In body. And I just a sideline to this, because yesterday on Facebook, I don't know, a friend of mine have you seen it? There's like this tool that makes you look your glamour shot like on a magazine cover. So you upload your profile picture and then it like transforms you into this like creature,
Supermodel.
this supermodel on the cover of the magazine. And I thought this will be interesting. I want to see what society thinks would be me beautiful, right? It was such an interesting thing to look at the difference. I posted it on my feed, but I just encourage everybody, like, really look at that, because that's domestication in action. That is domestication in action. You could see the way if you were this way, then you would be socially acceptable and beautiful. But you're that way.
Right. Right. You're that way. You got some work. You've got some pills to take to be this new and improved version of you, right? That Facebook gadget, whatever the thing, is such a perfect, like what you said, domestication, but I would say it's selling idealism. It's selling lookism. It's selling this idea of how a woman should look in our culture and what is beautiful.
Like how you should look like airbrushed. You should look like an anime walking across the movie screen.
You should, all the time.
So this is a fun discussion, and just to give you guys a preview, this is exactly the kind of discussion that we actually are having on the summit, which is coming up. It's very exciting. So we're doing these series of lives to give you guys a little bit of a preview of the content you're going to find on Skills Not Pills Summit. 30 days, 30 experts, 30 skills. And Nina actually goes into quite a number of skills that she shares with clients to help them out of this body struggle, this antagonistic relationship with a body that are, we're all, most of us are experiencing, and also share some really great wisdom and some skills. And it's fun, right, Nina?
It's so fun. It's so fun. And the thing, it's so important to put words to this almost like brainwashing that our culture is constantly doing, which is there's something wrong with you and we have this product to fix you, right? And
Absolutely.
it's so important for us to keep looking through it. Like, wait, so you're telling me that I'm not good enough as I am, right? And it's tricky because when I say that to people, they're like, but I do want to change. I feel better when I'm, lighter, or I feel better when I can move with more ease. Absolutely. I'm not saying that we don't all want to grow and evolve, right? Don't get those two things mixed up, but that's an inside out job, right? We need to be on the lookout for the outside in job that's
Yeah.
saying to us,
And say
you're
no.
not okay, right? You're not okay. It's fine if I decide, you know what, I want to put lipstick on. I chose to put lipstick on. That's my choice. It makes me feel, camera ready. Great. Go for it. Fine. But my lipstick or not lipstick doesn't define whether I'm allowed to love myself or not, right?
Exactly.
So it's where's it coming from? And so important to also realize that this desire to feel more at ease and comfortable in your body, it's not like when I say to people like diet's not the answer, it's not the pill, then they're like, well, what, I'm supposed to just suddenly be okay with how I am? I don't feel that way. So it's not about just saying, well, fine, just do whatever you want. And, however your body is, that's the way it is forever. But the only way we can get to a place of feeling more ease in our body is by starting this conversation. Instead of imposing the next set of rules, we have to listen to our body story. We have to be in this relationship. So important. And also so important to realize that so many people are in this place of struggle with body and food. And I know what I'm supposed to be eating, but I'm just not able to do it. And I can't keep to all the healthy things that I know. Is that it's so easy to say, ugh, forget it. I can't do this. I give up. Is that loving yourself and accepting yourself and being in a place of awareness and ease in your body isn't about giving up on taking care of yourself. It's actually more self-care. It's a little bit of a messy process, and it doesn't look as neat as a little pill.
Oh, yeah, it's an ongoing thing that you actually have to keep paying attention to,
Yes.
which is why skills, not pills. That's why this whole concept is here, people, because, actual happiness, real happiness, comes when you place your consciousness into the areas that need love, not ignore them
Yeah.
and not wish they'd go away.
Right.
It's really about placing your consciousness inside the shadow to bring the light.
Yeah. And sometimes that takes support, right? It's what you do,
Absolutely.
it's what I do, because I know in the places where I struggle, it's hard for me to go in there with compassion, with caring, to learn those skills of how to bring that into the light. I need a coach. I need support,
I need a
right?
mentor.
So, right, I need a mentor. It's not about going it alone or saying no to help. Like, that's not the point.
Not
The
about
point
that.
is, how do I bring in support? How do I bring in real compassion and caring for myself?
Yes. And, so give yourself the resources. We're kicking off. This is a global movement, skills not pills movement. I'm really honored to have our first summit be a list of such amazing experts like Nina, and that we're going to be kicking off this first summit. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. May 1st, that first 30 days is to launch the thing. Because what we're really inspiring here is a change in consciousness, a change in attitude. And this change in attitude, if you can really expand your mind a little bit, this is what the world needs now. We need to really understand one another. We need to have a relationship with ourselves, and then that helps us to have a relationship with everybody around us, and that helps us to have a relationship between nations. And just think about this idea. If we were able to employ skills rather than try to just, snap that problem away, I'm just going to like send my army in and take care of that. But if we actually got to know each other, we'd have a whole different world we're living in. So it starts here. It starts with your relationship with your health, with your body. It always starts with you. And we got to learn the skills to navigate that relationship. So yes, thank you so much for joining us today. Nina, thank you for taking your time out of your day to be with us for this inaugural Skills Not Pills Live.
Thank you, Carrie, so much for creating this and for having me as a guest.
Awesome. And you guys have a great day, and join us next Tuesday and every Tuesday coming forward for the next few months on Skills Not Pills at noon Central to hear from one of our experts. Have a blessed day, and sign up for the summit at www.skillsnotpillsmovement.com. We look forward to seeing you there. Bye, everybody.